Hi, I'm Touchstone.
And I'm Annie.
And we're Two Kids on a Couch.
Hello guys, welcome back to Two Kids on a Couch. Summer is over and Tony's are over, and that is sad.
It is, but this was actually a really good summer. We got to see a lot of really good theater, and I feel like I learned a lot from all the different types of art that I consumed this summer.
Yeah.
So we wanted to take this episode to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the really cool theater we saw this summer, and what we learned from it and what we got out of it.
One of the shows I saw this summer was Fiddler on the Roof. Oh. And that's a show that I felt pretty aggressively apathetic towards.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't care about it
really care about
for a long time.
Yeah.
But it was a really good production. A lot of my friends were in it. I know the director really well, and they didn't do it like with the company or anything. It was all just kind of freelance. They pulled in a lot of help from friends and support, and it was a really cool project to see like come together. It was kind of like an opus, if you will, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the cast did a good job, the creative team, and it made me care. Yeah.
So this summer I was up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which you wouldn't think is a big theater mecca, but it ended up being pretty cool. I was next to Coopersburg, which is where the Pennsylvania Shakespeare Festival was held, and I was able to go see their production of As You Like It. They had live musicians who wrote music for the show, which was super cool. Cause like Shakespeare has lyrics in his shows, but for some reason the music is lost. I don't know if people just didn't write down music back then, or what the deal was. I got to finally hear the All the World's a Stage speech. I never heard that in context. It was pretty good. And yeah, it was one of my favorite Shakespeare performances I've ever seen. It was vibrant, it was a lot of fun, yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Shakespeare done well.
Another slice of regional theater I saw this summer was Ring of Fire, which is a Johnny Cash musical review show. So kind of through work, I ended up seeing a dress rehearsal for Georgia Ensemble Theater's outdoor productions. I actually really enjoyed it. It was kind of a unique theatrical experience for me. Like, I wasn't surprised with the show at all. It was a lot of Johnny Cash songs, thin threads to tie the different songs to each other. I don't think it was a musical.
It's just a concert.
It's a concert. There was no plot. There didn't need to be. You go for Johnny Cash. You don't go for character development. But I really enjoyed watching it because it was one of the first pieces of theater I had seen where I had no stake in whether or not this was a good musical. I didn't recommend it to anybody. I didn't know anybody in the cast or on the crew. I wasn't with anybody who I was like, man, I hope they're having a good time. I didn't tell anyone to come see it. I was just there, observing, and that was so nice. I could just watch. So I just kind of watched Ring of Fire, and I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would.
That's awesome.
So that's just about covering it for the regional theater that we saw. The next category of theater seen over the summer is one that I can't really speak to. But my home slice Touchstone over here apparently was right next to a circus festival. So we saw four? Four dope circus shows.
Yeah, it was really cool. So apparently the city of Bethlehem had decided to hold a circus festival, so they got local groups to do things, and they brought in outside groups. So I got to see 4 different shows. I got to see Lucky by the Atlas Circus Company out of New York. I saw Jacopa's Punch Processional by Touchstone Theater. That was super cool. I saw The Wild by Muhlenberg College. It might be Muhlenberg, I don't know. And I got to see Airplay by the Acrobuffos. And all of these were really cool shows. They all used different circus elements. Airplay did a lot of stuff with fans and stuff blowing in the wind. They had all these fans set up and they'd throw ping pong balls and balloons up there and pieces of fabric, and that was beautiful. Lucky by Atlas Circus Company, that was mostly a clowning thing. It was about this young boy from a small town who wants to make it big in the big city. So he comes with his suitcase and with his teddy bear and takes New York City by storm, and all sorts of wacky hijinks ensue. That one was mostly clowning with some acrobatics in there, with some flips and some stuff. Jacopa's Punch Processional was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It was an outdoor event, and it started as a puppet show. All the puppets were behind the screen or whatever. And then they did one scene, and all the puppets ducked down, and then from behind the screen walk out the puppeteers wearing these massive backpacks where the characters equally as tall as them above them, and they had the hands on rods and stuff. They were walking around, and so we walked over to the other side of the street, and we fought the evil robot. It was really cool. We were afraid. We just processed over from one place to the next, and they would do a little scene, and we'd go to the next place. It was really awesome. And then probably my favorite was Wild. And Wild was done by, like I said, Muhlenberg College. That's kind of a little boy runs away from home and meets like a lost boy community in the wild. And they have all sorts of fun before he decides to go home and see his family again. It was, again, largely clowning. It had lots of juggling, it had lots of aerial silks, and had a little bit of percussion, a little bit of music stuff. I loved all of these so much, and what I loved the most is, with the exception of the punch processional of the puppet show, all three of the other shows were completely silent. There was music playing in the background the whole time. Sometimes the music had lyrics that kind of helped tell the story. But the performers never said anything. And it was so cool for me to see that style of storytelling. And circus art is something I've been passionate about for a long time, but it was really cool to see how you could tell a whole story that way, you know? Not just like in a single dance piece or something, but you could tell an hour-and-a-half story just with clowning, just with pantomime, just with stunts and stuff. And it also showed me that, like, circus arts can be beautiful. I think people think of it as being funny, but it can be really mesmerizing. It got me really excited for that genre and wanting to see more of that and do more of that. If you get a chance to see work by any of those groups, by Touchstone, by the Atlas Circus Company, by Acrobuffos, or by Muhlenberg College, I would highly recommend it because they have some really talented people and some really cool work. I love the circus. So in addition to all the great regional stuff we saw, both of us got a chance to go up to New York this summer, not together, to see some really cool professional theater up there.
One of the two shows I saw up in New York was The Play That Goes Wrong. The premise of Play That Goes Wrong is it's a play within a play, right? It's a kind of community theater putting on this murder mystery, and everything that can goes wrong does go wrong. And like, we knew it was funny, but I didn't realize how funny it was going to be. If you weren't in theater and you went to see the show, it would be hysterical and you would laugh. But if you are in theater and you go to see the show, you'll cry. Because like, we've all been there, and it was so good, and the set was amazing. It was so impressive. The physical comedy and the timing. What kills me is, for that show, is I think the fight call. Because based on, it's like the whole show basically. So they must get there 2 hours before doors open and just run through the show. And then doors open and they run through it again. But it was a really good show and I loved seeing it.
While I was up there, I got to go see Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. I'd been a fan of it for a little while from the soundtrack and stuff, but it's definitely a show that's meant to be seen and not heard. And yeah, it again, I felt like it gave me a better appreciation for a different style of theater. From what I hear, this is closer to what the Russian style of theater is, a little bit more immersive, a little bit more sensory overload, trying to give you all of it. You felt like you were part of it. And I feel very special to have gotten to witness it.
So the other show I got to see up in New York was Come From Away. I've never seen a cast that was more a unit and more just like, I don't know, just more happy to be there, up with each other and telling the story. And the energy from the cast and from the orchestra and from the audience was incredible. It tells such an important story, and it was so funny and it was so touching, and there was such a sincerity about it, and I think that was what I loved the most about it. And it was so much fun, and it was such a like uplifting time, and it was so good. Oh, it was so good.
And as an added bonus, I don't know if this counts as theater or not, but on my way back from New York, I got to stop by the Jersey Shore to see some friends who were working at the Music Man Singing Ice Cream Shop. It's an ice cream shop where the waiters are like dressed like Mary Poppins style, like stripes or whatever, and they sing Broadway songs while you eat ice cream. And it's just great. You just eat your ice cream while they sing Broadway to you. It was so excellent. If you ever get a chance to go to the Music Man Ice Cream Shop in New Jersey, please do it, because it is just a bunch of fun. Everyone's so happy, everyone's having a good time, and I can't recommend it enough. It was great. And yeah, I feel like this whole summer I got to see that theater doesn't fit into the box that I kind of thought it did. You can sing Russian folk songs that have no melody.
You can leave a single room and go across streets. And
you can celebrate the sad parts of theater, the parts that don't work, as well as the beautiful parts, you know. I'm inspired to start pushing boundaries, not like edgy boundaries, but like wacky boundaries.
So it was a great summer for theater, I think.
I think it was an excellent summer for theater.
So thank you guys so much for watching.
If you saw any great theater this summer, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you learned from it.
Yeah, and as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for other episodes headed your way.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yeah.
And go see a show. Also, should the camera be lower?
Frick! Son of a biscuit.